Super 8 by Jason Isbell is going to be played in an alternate tuning. Your 6th string needs to get dropped to a D so that it's the same note as your 4th string, but just an octave lower. And your 5th string will get dropped to a G so that it's the same note as your 3 string, just again an octave lower. So this is it's a semi-open tuning that Jason Isbell uses on this song. Once you get into tuning, we're going to be using chords that you're probably not familiar with. Let me preface this by saying that the song itself is played on an electric guitar. It's some of these chord shapes are really kind of difficult on an acoustic, but an acoustic is what I've got with me right now. So I'm doing this on an acoustic. It's much easier on an electric. The chord progression itself also it's just a 12-bar blues progression. The chords are like a G and a D and a C, but because of how we're playing them in this alternate tuning, it's going to be chord shapes that you might not be familiar with. So the intro, it's going to begin like that. The way that you're going to do that is Jason Isbell has his pinky finger down on the 1 string 3 fret, and then he pulses across the open strings 5, 4, and 3, and sometimes that open 6th string may be sneaking in there, but mainly 5, 4, and 3, I think. And he alternates between open and his 2nd finger down on the 4th string 2 fret and 1st finger down on the 2 string 1 fret. You can kind of feel the rhythm there. It's like down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And that was, I was speaking with the right hand. In terms of the left hand, fretting or not fretting, you're basically going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that would be your whether or not your fingers are up or down on the fretboard. After pulsing on that intro for a while, Jason Isbell will go. It actually begins on the chorus, the "Don't Want to Die." He will basically bar his finger across the 7th fret of the guitar and strum down across strings like 5, 4, and 3, maybe even 2. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, and 2 are the key strings here. You want to try to avoid hitting the 1 string if you can here. But you hit "Don't Wanna" and then "Die" is going to move down to this chord, which is essentially a C chord, but you're going to bar across the 5th fret of the guitar. Inside of this C chord, you can hear Jason Isbell and see it in videos too. He mimics the vocal line of "In a Super 8 Motel" with strumming down across this. And a lot of times in this chord, the ring finger will wind up on the 3 string 7th fret. But then, so you're emphasizing in your strum the 2 string where your 1st finger is barring on the 5th fret. And then pinky finger down on the 2 string 7th fret. And then raise it up to the 2 string 8th fret. And then just bring it back down to the 7th fret, to the 5th fret, and then with your ring finger on the 3 string 7th fret. And then it goes into that G chord, which is the pulsing opening chord. And then it goes back to this C chord. And in this chord, from this point forward, Jason Isbell just kind of does random hammer-ons. They're not random, but they seem to be randomly attacked. So the shapes that he uses inside of this is sometimes to just hammer on with the ring and 2nd finger, ring hammering to the 3 string 7th fret, and 2nd finger simultaneously hammering to the 2 string 6th fret, and then bringing off there. Sometimes the 2nd finger will be hammering to the 2nd string 6th fret while the ring finger is hammering to the 4th string 7th fret. So either or, and all that's different between those two is whether or not my ring finger's hammering to the 7th fret of the 3 string or the 7th fret of the 4 string. Also, sometimes in this chord, Jason will put his pinky finger down on the 1 string 8th fret. Is that the 8th fret? Yeah. So you've got a couple of different phrasings and voicings that you can do inside of that. And then back to the G chord. Then back to the C chord. If I ever get back to Bristol, it goes back to the C chord and then opens to the G chord, where you just kind of strum the 5, 4, and 3 chord, and then there's a walk down that walks down to, I really don't even know what chord this is. Is it an E minor? I think that would be an E minor. I've got to break in real quick to explain how this walk down took place, though. I realized in rewatching this that I didn't even explain that. So whenever you come up to this, you're going to come up, I think Jason comes up with his ring finger to the 12th fret of the guitar and bars the 6, 5, 4, and 4 strings, essentially, are what you need. Across the 12th fret, and then walks down to the 11th fret with 2nd finger, and then walks down to the 10th fret with 1st finger, and then down to the 9th fret with 1st finger. So you've got, and lands on that chord right there. And then I Don't Want to Die. This is a D chord. The way that Jason Isbell plays this D chord is to open up the 6th string, bar with your 1st finger across the 7th fret of strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. And then in this D chord, similar as with our C chord earlier, you've got little embellishments where you can hammer on into that shape, ring finger hammering to the 4 string 9th fret, 2nd finger hammering to the 2 string 8th fret. And sometimes that ring finger may be on the 3rd string 9th fret instead of the 4th string 9th fret. Basically, it's just this same shape that we're starting off with up here. But as our bar moves, like think of your bar as being just this open. But if that's open, where's this shape relative to this? It's to go right there. Or if we're here, what's this shape relative to that being the nut? That shape would be here. So it's that feel pretty much the whole song. Whenever we get to, and that's the chorus that I just ran through there. Let me talk a little bit about how in this pulsing G, you can hear some little licks that take place. And I don't know that Jason Isbell ever really plays them the same each time, but the box that he's working out of, it kind of originates around this idea. So your 2nd finger would be on the, your 2nd finger and your 1st finger would be down at the same time. 2nd finger would be starting on the 3 string 2 fret. Your 1st finger would be on the 2 string 1 fret. You'd pluck that and then slide it up 2 frets so that your 2nd finger is on the 3 string 4 fret. Your 1st finger is on the 2 string 3 fret. And you've got that little box right there to work around in. And you can open up and pull off of these strings. So anything in that little box. If you want to make it, bring it a little bit lower, you can go to the 4 string 2 fret, and then the 5 string 2 fret, sliding from the 5 string 2 fret to the 5 string 4 fret, and then hitting like the open 3 string. If you want it to feel more minor, you can originate around the 3rd fret of strings 3, 2, and or around the 3rd fret of strings 3, 4, and 5. So that's something to be playing around with. I think there was something else I was meaning to mention right here, and it's escaping me. Okay, anyway, so whenever we get to the verse. The verse is just pulse on the G. Pulse the G, pulse the G, and then it comes up to the D. So in the D chord, that's again barring the 7th fret of strings 5, 4, 3, and 2, you hear those hammer-ons, and then it comes back to the G. Oh, that's what I was going to mention, is that you can take this shape and just chromatic walk it down as well, and that's a neat sound. To open, and then back to pulse, so this is second round of the verse. Up to the D chord. Sometimes in this D chord, Jason Isbell might put his pinky finger down on the 1 string 10th fret while allowing that D to get suspended with his 2nd finger on the 2 string, what is that, the 2 string 8th fret. And then back to the G. And then Don't Wanna Die. So if I could only play this song on an acoustic, the way that I would do it, and I did this a little bit in the intro to this lesson, in the instrumental part, instead of going Don't Wanna Die and doing it like that, just because these bar chords are really kind of hard on an acoustic guitar, I would go Don't Wanna Die like this. I would let my fingers down on the 4 string 2 fret, open 3 string, 2nd string 1 fret, fingers down be the Don't Wanna, and then Die. I would go into the C chord like this. Ring finger on the 5 string 3 fret, ring finger on the 5 string 5 fret, pinky finger on the 4 string 5 fret, open 3 string, first finger on the 2 string 3 fret, and that would be my C chord. And I would mimic what we were doing in the barred version by going a lower version of it. That is the 4 string 5 fret to 4 string 4 fret that I'm going to with my 2nd finger, and then slide down 2nd finger to the 4 string 2 fret, and then open up the 4 string and go back into the pulse, and then repeat. This is the C chord, back to the G, back to the C. This is, if I ever go back to Bristol, I'm better off sleeping in the county jail, I would do that walk down right there the same. But then after this, after the walk down, instead of playing the D like this, the electric way, I would play the D like this. Just a big open D chord. I Don't Wanna Die in a Super 8 motel. The way that I'm playing this is open 6 string, first finger on the 5 string 2 fret, open 4 string, 2nd finger on the 3 string 2 fret, pinky finger on the 2 string 3 fret, open 1 string. I'd probably lift my 2nd finger off of the 3 string after a while, and then like go 2nd finger to the 4 string 2 fret, and open up the 4 string, and then we're back into, it's like the Don't Wanna Die in a Super 8 motel. It just ends on the G. Alright, so those are the chords and the movements to Super 8 by Jason Isbell. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.